For day YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Chandler's Retirement Life. It's a good life. I just completed a 3-day water fast. And let me tell you, that was an experience. Now, I did achieve some benefits from it, as well as I encountered some challenges that I didn't expect. But if you're thinking about doing a water fast challenge, then stick around because I'm talking about the good as well as the bad. So I first need to qualify myself by saying that I am retired and I'm 66 years old. I say that because my lifestyle, it's on the easy mode as compared to somebody that has a physical or even a mental demanding job. The process would be just a little bit different. But for me, no matter what, this water fast, this 3-day water fast, it was still challenging. Now let's talk about day one. So day one, woke up. I didn't really want to change my routine, not for this challenge. I wanted to keep the same routine, right? Minus eating any food. And so I'm up. I usually get up and, I'm trading the markets. So I'm behind my desk about, 8 o'clock, getting ready to trade the markets. And so I focused on that, did that. Usually have a cup of coffee. This time I did it without any sugar. And, about 11:30, 12 o'clock, I usually stop. Usually I've made my money by then. And so I transition and there's always yard work to do, especially with spring in the air. It's time to get up there and there's a lot of things that have to be fixed. And so I spend a couple of hours doing that. After which, I'm back in the house and I'd stop and I'd eat something at that point. Obviously, at this point, I'm not eating anything. So it's more of a shower, and it's what my granddaughter would call Papa's power nap. And so it's a power nap on my lazy boy chair. Get up, do a couple more things that my wife wants me to do, and then it's time for dinner. Or I should say, it's time to watch my wife eat dinner. And that's when those hunger pains started kicking in. Not only just not eating, but seeing the food and smelling the food. Yeah, that's always a big temptation. But you know what? I had the willpower. I had the discipline to say, nope. I'm not going to do it. And that worked out. After which, we watch a movie and then it's time to go to bed. Time for day two. So day two, yep, same routine. When I got up, didn't really feel that anything had changed. My weight, very little change. My blood sugar had dropped a little slightly. So everything seemed physically the same, other than, I still got them hunger pains. But as I was going through my day, something remarkably happened before the end of the day. That is, I got this rush of energy. And by the end of the day, I started to feel like, I could probably do another day without any problem. And so that's what I did. One more day. So I changed it into a 2-day water fast to a 3-day water fast. So day 3. Now the results, they were becoming a lot more obvious. I had lost 5 pounds at this point. My blood sugar was down 30 points. I was feeling very positive, right? A lot of high energy, so high that when I went up for yard work this time, I did an extra load of work, right? That much energy. By the end of the day, I was feeling really positive and really happy about this 3-day water fast. It worked out pretty well for me. So I didn't end my water fast at the end of day 3, depending on where you think the end of a day is. But I went to bed hungry. I wasn't going to start eating late at night. So the next morning I woke up, normal routine by 10:30. I wanted a cup of coffee. So I had a cup of coffee and I had it with some artificial sugar, right? So at that point, I ended my fast having completed 78 hours. 78 hours with no food, nothing but water and a cup of coffee. Well, let's talk about the other results. So I had lost another 5 pounds for a total of 10 pounds. Now that to me is awesome. My blood sugar, it had dropped again another 10 points. I got it below 100, which is what my goal was. And that is awesome. Now, I did start getting grouchy at the end, at least according to my wife, but I was feeling real positive. I was feeling really good. I could have probably went another day if I really wanted to, but Easter was right around the corner and I wasn't going to miss out on that. So I had to wrap this up. All right, let's talk about the good and the bad, or I should say, the challenging things. So let's start with the good first, right? My blood sugar was lowered. Remember, I said I was 66, so that's really important to me. I got it below 100. That's where I want to keep it. My weight loss, yep, losing weight, it's always a very positive thing. And then there's self discipline and willpower. Didn't really know how much willpower I had, right, until you start doing the fast and you keep playing mind tricks, right? Telling your mind, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna be good. I could miss a meal. No big deal. Now, I did break some bad habits when it came to eating. My hope is that I establish some new good habits. So let me see where I can go with that. Okay, let's talk about some of the challenges. So some of the challenges were, I did have some minor headaches, right? And that probably came from caffeine withdrawal, or maybe it was electrolyte imbalances. But either which way, I'd usually just take a little bit of salt and that would cure it. The second thing was, there were some times when I had some dizziness or some lightheadedness. I didn't think I was going to faint, but I could definitely feel it, right? Normally, with the drop of the blood sugar, and my blood sugar kind of dropped pretty good, that you would see those effects. And then the third thing was I did experience some leg cramps, right? And that's also probably a sign of electrolyte imbalances and low sodium, potassium, or even magnesium. All right, so I know what to do next time. But let's talk about final thoughts and what's next. So this was a powerful experience for me. I learned a whole lot. And it set the stage for my next challenge, right? So my next challenge is I got to do 5 days. I got to do a 5-day water fast. This time I'll make some adjustments to improve this whole process. So if you have done a water fast before and had different experiences, drop me a comment. Let me know how it went for you or some of the things that you did differently when you did a additional challenge. And this is Chandler's Retirement Live saying, it's a good life.